Unlock 12 miraculous insights. Discover the divine secrets of supernatural intuition revealed. In the serene village of St. Mary's Hollow, amidst the whispering winds and rustling leaves, Anna felt the heavy weight of despair hanging over her home. She was a devoted parishioner, known for her unwavering spirit, yet now, shadows enveloped her heart as her husband, Thomas, battled a terminal illness. The once joyful laughter of their 2 children had faded, replaced by echoes of uncertainty and fear. Yet, in this sacred space, a charming stone church with stained glass windows that shimmered in the sun, Anna turned to her faith. Every Sunday, she poured herself into prayers, beseeching St. Jude, the patron saint of hopeless causes. One cold afternoon, as snowflakes danced outside, Anna knelt at the altar, the flickering candlelight casting a warm glow around her. "Please, St. Jude, lend me strength," she whispered, when suddenly a delicate feather fell from the air, landing softly at her feet. It was like a divine kiss, a spark of hope fluttering into her life when all felt lost. Stepping outside, the village around her seemed animated, too. A gentle breeze whispered encouragement through the trees, and the chirping birds carried tunes of celestial comfort. Each of these moments, small yet profound, she meticulously documented, sensing an urgent need to uncover the 12 miraculous insights stirring deep within her soul. But as Anna clutched these glimpses of divinity, skeptical murmurs from neighbors lingered. Some raised eyebrows, questioning her newfound insights, clinging to a world governed by facts and rationality. They brushed off her experiences, dismissing the miraculous as mere coincidence. Yet, Anna felt a fire within, an undeniable calling to share her revelations. Before long, the harsh reality of Thomas's illness drew nearer, eclipsing her resolve. With vulnerability etched in her voice, she called her village prayer group to her living room. "I've felt something that could change everything," she communicated. As she shared her 12 insights, murmurs of disbelief were replaced by collective whispers of awakening. "We must pray for Thomas," one elderly woman urged, a glint of hope igniting within her. The group joined hands, their voices rising in unison, a beautiful orchestra of faith reverberating through the walls of her once silent home. Before we continue, I need to tell you about something important that's happening. YouTube has been making changes to the system, and many people are losing notifications from channels they follow. If you're enjoying the content, click the bell and mark all notifications so you don't miss the next videos. And if you can leave a like, it really helps me with reach. Seriously, it makes a difference. Oh, tell me in the comments where you're watching from. I'm always curious to know who's on the other side of the screen. Now let's continue. As their prayers enveloped the room, a warm glow washed over Anna. A sense of divine presence surged like a wave crashing on the shore. The once somber air turned electric with faith. Just when she believed surrender was her only option, an unexpected miracle erupted. The village, confused and astonished, gathered as Thomas rose from his sickbed, vitality flooding through him like dawn breaking over the night. Anna's heart raced, caught between disbelief and indescribable joy, the 12 insights she uncovered unwinding a greater truth for the entire village. Their bond deepened as faith blossomed, and questions of divine purpose lingered on the horizon. How could this miracle ripple beyond St. Mary's Hollow? What lay on the path ahead? As they all stood together, on the verge of something monumental, Anna felt the whisper of the divine, a mystery intertwined in their lives yet to unfold. In the days following Thomas's miraculous recovery, the village of St. Mary's Hollow buzzed with renewed hope and curiosity. Life seemed to blossom anew, as if the very air carried the fragrance of divine promise. Each dawn heralded a new chapter for Anna and her family, yet the questions hovered like the morning mist. What was the purpose behind Thomas's revival? What did the 12 insights mean, and how could they transform their lives? With an eager heart, Anna felt called to gather her family and neighbors once more. She envisioned an intimate gathering, a celebration of faith, healing, and revelation. In the homey embrace of her living room, she set the scene, lighting candles that flickered softly, creating a sacred atmosphere filled with anticipation. Each flame seemed to whisper stories of love and compassion, illuminating the gathering spirits. That evening, as the villagers settled in, Anna spoke from the depths of her heart. What we witnessed was not just a miracle for Thomas, but a gift meant for all of us, she asserted passionately. Through each of the 12 insights, we can learn to see the divine in everyday moments. Each of us carries a spark of the miraculous within. Her voice rose with conviction, resonating off the walls, echoing into the hearts of every person present. One by one, she shared her insights, weaving them into a tapestry of hope, the power of prayer, the beauty of community, the importance of gratitude, and the unyielding faith that binds them together. With each insight shared, the villagers began to nod, their hearts syncing with the rhythms of a shared awakening. It was as if the spirit of the gathering ignited a fire in their souls, illuminating pathways they had long neglected. As Anna spoke of gratitude, a soft light enveloped the room, and many began to share their own stories of faith and hope. An elderly gentleman with weathered hands, who had seldom spoken in gatherings, rose. "I lost my son years ago," he began, his voice trembling. "But the warmth of this family kept me alive. I never understood the miracle of love until now." Tearful nods and murmurs of agreement rippled through the crowd as others followed suit, revealing burdens they had carried silently. Tears and laughter intertwined as the village shared their struggles, their joys, and their dreams. It was a moment of connection, raw and beautiful, with the walls of doubt and fear crumbling like ancient ruins, allowing light to pour in. But even amidst the celebration, Anna sensed a deeper mystery at work. It was as if the universe whispered secrets just beyond her grasp. "What lies at the heart of our coming together?" she pondered, feeling an electric charge in the air. "What greater purpose would God reveal in our unity? What signs might the heavens have in store for us?" As the night grew late, they prayed together, hands interlocked, hearts lifted high. The room shimmered with a sacred energy, and Anna felt a calling, a hint of something vast and divine unfolding, beckoning her to delve deeper into the unknown. With the candlelight flickering like distant stars, she posed a final question that lingered in the air: what if we are on the brink of something greater than we can imagine? A hush fell over the group, thoughtful gazes exchanged, hearts anticipating what the next day might hold. For in that moment, a new journey was about to begin, a journey woven with miracles, faith, and communal bonds. What revelations awaited Anna and the villagers as they ventured into the unknown? The night held its breath, waiting for the dawn. As dawn broke over St. Mary's Hollow, a soft, golden glow spilled through the windows, gently awakening the villagers from their dreams. Stretching and yawning, they rose, still wrapped in the warmth of last night's gathering. It was a new day, filled with untold possibilities and the promise of divine revelations. Hearts were light, and spirits soared like birds taking flight. Anna stood by the window, feeling the cool morning breeze brush against her skin. There was an unshakable joy within her, a sense of urgency stirring her soul. She could feel it, the presence of the divine, ready to guide them into the next chapter of their journey. Today was not just another day, it was the beginning of something remarkable. Gathering her family around the breakfast table, Anna shared her thoughts. "Let us explore the insights further, let us live them out loud." Her family exchanged excited glances, resonating with the idea that each insight was more than a concept, it was a call to action. Together, they would embrace these gifts and let them blossom in their lives. As they discussed how to embody the power of prayer, gratitude, and community, Anna felt a familiar tug at her heart, an invitation to step out into the world. Suddenly, she had an idea. Why don't we invite others to join us? We can spread this hope beyond our walls. Her children jumped at the chance, their faces lighting up with the spark of adventure. "Let us gather everyone in the square tonight," they cried excitedly. "We can share our stories, just like last night." Word spread quickly, and soon the entire village began to buzz with excitement. Anna found herself at the center of this energetic whirlwind, a vessel for the very spirit of communion. They spent the day preparing, arranging colorful banners and setting up a small stage in the town square, the scent of baked goods filling the air as families contributed their favorite treats. When the sun dipped low on the horizon, painting the sky in hues of orange and pink, the villagers gathered in the square. Faces were illuminated by the glow of lanterns, laughter and chatter weaving together like a beautiful tapestry. Anna felt a swell of emotion as she looked over the crowd. This was the heart of St. Mary's Hollow, alive with hope and unity. As the first speaker stepped onto the stage, Anna held her breath, anticipation bubbling within her. Villagers began to share their stories, each one a thread in a larger fabric of faith. There was a woman who spoke of healing from grief through community support, a young man sharing how his prayers had transformed his life, and an elderly couple reflecting on decades of love forged through trials. With each shared testimony, Anna could see the emotional bonds strengthening among the villagers. They were not just listeners, they were participants in something divine. There was laughter, there were tears, and most importantly, there was understanding. A spiritual awakening rippled through the crowd as they realized how connected they truly were. But as the evening wore on, a soft stillness enveloped the audience, the night air charged with something unexplainable. Anna felt it too, a whisper of God's presence, calling them deeper into their faith. It was a weighty anticipation, a sense that something extraordinary was about to unfold. With her heart racing, Anna stepped up to the microphone, her voice steady yet filled with emotion. Tonight, we have shared our stories of hope. But what if this is just the beginning? What else does God desire for us? A hush fell over the crowd, gaze after gaze turned to her, brimming with expectant wonder. The energy shifted, as if the very fabric of reality was trembling, waiting for a divine unveiling. I believe, Anna continued, we are on the verge of receiving a gift, a revelation that can change our lives forever. As the last words hung in the air, she sensed a shift, a movement from the unseen towards the seen. What would the villagers discover next? What revelation awaited in their hearts, poised to be unearthed? Only time would tell. As they stood together, enveloped in sacred anticipation beneath the stars. The stars twinkled brightly above, a cosmic witness to the villagers' hopeful hearts. Anna could feel the weight of expectation hovering over the square. As silence enveloped the crowd, a gentle breeze rustled the leaves of the nearby trees, whispering secrets meant for those willing to listen. Let us pray, she said softly, bowing her head. The villagers quickly followed suit, their hearts uniting in a sacred rhythm of devotion. Anna felt the presence of God wrap around them like a comforting blanket. She prayed for wisdom, for clarity, for a revelation that would lead them down a path of purpose. As she spoke, a warmth surged within her chest, igniting her spirit. It wasn't merely a prayer, it was a communion, a deeper connection to something divine. The words flowed from her like a river, inviting each villager to tap into their own inner light. Suddenly, a deep yet tender voice broke through the stillness. The time has come. The crowd shifted, eyes wide with disbelief. It was old Simon, the town's beloved storyteller, known for sharing tales that danced on the edge of reality. Taking a step forward, Simon's eyes gleamed with an otherworldly spark. I have felt the stirrings of the Spirit all day. Our prayers have been answered. The Lord has a message for us. He paused, allowing his words to settle within them like a sacred truth. In that moment, Anna felt a bolt of inspiration race through her. She believed in Simon's wisdom, the thought that they were all part of something larger than themselves, intertwining through their shared experiences. They were each a note in a symphonic masterpiece, each story contributing to the song of faith being sung collectively. Gather close, everyone. Simon beckoned, his voice both commanding and soothing. The villagers inched forward, drawn to him like moths to a flame. They sensed the sacredness rising and grasped the significance of this unexpected blessing. Love, Simon breathed, is the heartbeat of God. When we encounter each other in love, guided by faith and understanding, we unlock the secrets of divine intuition. We allow the Spirit to flow through us. Anna felt her heart soar. Yes. Love was the key. It was always the answer, and in that moment, they needed to hear the true depth of what love could accomplish. The crowd erupted in murmurs of understanding and affirmation, their thoughts and hearts intertwining as one. And there is more, Simon continued, animated by the energy around him. When God lays a calling on your heart, do not hesitate. Embrace it. For each call is a guidepost leading to fulfillment. We have all felt nudges, oftentimes dismissed as mere whims. But I tell you, dear ones, those are the sparks of divine intuition guiding your path. The villagers sat on the edge of their seats, eyes fixed on Simon. Reflection flickered across their faces as Anna's heart warmed at the thought of each person awakening to their divine purpose. She wanted every villager to grasp that they were not mere spectators of their lives but active participants in a holy narrative. Listen closely, Simon urged, his voice low and engaging. Faith is the bridge that connects us to the divine purpose waiting to be revealed. Trust in the one who formed you, and revelations will unfold. Tears brimmed in Anna's eyes. The raw power of truth, the gift of revelation, was palpable among them. She wanted to capture this moment, the way their souls felt illuminated, hearts pulsing with hope and connection. The village square felt alive, the air electric with possibility. What else would they discover? How would their lives transform? As Simon concluded, a hush once again settled over the square. Thoughts swirled among the villagers, as anticipation hung thick in the air. Tonight is not the end, Anna declared, her voice steady as she looked into the eyes of her neighbors. It is just the beginning. Let us awaken to what awaits us. What will we do with this gift of revelation? The crowd swelled with excitement, rooted firmly in the moment before them. With each heart poised in expectation, it was clear they were on the brink of something monumental. The night had only begun to unfold. And as they stood together, hands clasped, a beautiful mystery lingered, waiting to be unveiled. What heavenly insights would dawn upon them next? The air shimmered with anticipation as Anna gazed around at her fellow villagers. Their faces sparkled with hope, each one holding a flicker of divine possibility. The weight of this moment pressed upon them, a sacred gift laid bare. They were not just witnesses but vessels for what was to come. Let us be still, Simon urged, his voice flowing like calm water through the restless hearts. As silence enveloped them once again, each soul felt a stirring deep within, a gentle reminder of the divine presence that danced among them. It was a presence that beckoned them to surrender their fears, to revel in faith, and trust that God's love would lead them forward. Anna closed her eyes, absorbing the palpable energy in the square. With each breath, she could feel the heartbeat of the village sync with her own. Lord, guide us, she whispered, barely audible. She wanted clarity, a sign that would illuminate their next steps, revealing this gift of revelation Simon spoke of. The tension in the air shifted, thickening with a palpable energy that raised goosebumps along her skin. As if on cue, a warm glow appeared in the center of the gathering, bright yet soothing. Simon took a step back, eyes wide with wonder, as the villagers gasped collectively, faces illuminated by the mystical light. Open your hearts, Simon called out, urging them with fervor. This is more than a moment, it is an invitation. Let the Spirit flow through you. With that, Anna opened her heart and welcomed the light. It surged through her being, washing away remnants of doubt, distrust, and worry. She felt her spirit lift, as if being carried by an unseen hand. The sensation was overwhelming, like a torrent of warm water nurturing parched soil. One by one, villagers began to step forward, caught up in the energy that thrummed like a living heartbeat. They raised voices in prayer, each utterance a brief communion with the divine. I feel it. Murmurs floated around the gathering. What is this spirit? I can sense something deeper. What do you hear? Anna asked, her voice cutting through the rising excitement. A young woman named Clara stepped out from the crowd, her voice trembling. I hear laughter, I hear joy. Tears streamed down her cheeks, capturing all eyes. It's as if every sorrow has been lifted. The crowd erupted, affirmations bubbling forth in waves of joy, encouraging one another to connect further with the mystery unfolding. And what about love? An elderly man shouted, his voice rich with wisdom. The love we were called to share. Here, tonight, we can express it fully. As words of affirmation turned into spontaneous declarations of affection, Anna marveled at the unity blossoming before her. No longer did they feel like mere individuals, but a vibrant tapestry of hope and faith woven together by their shared experiences and divine whispers. Suddenly, the warm glow shifted, morphing into ethereal images above them. Some saw familiar faces from their past, guiding them, while others perceived visions of a village flourishing, rich with laughter and hope. Anna's breath hitched such beauty. This must be what Simon meant about unlocking the secrets of divine intuition. Their hearts were whispered to, each member gifted with heavenly insights. And yet, as visions danced above, a stillness broke through, inviting introspection. Would they act on this revelation? Would they embrace the changes that were surely on the horizon? Simon stepped back, his gaze sweeping over the villagers. What will we do with our newfound wisdom? He pondered aloud. Are we ready to answer the call of God? As each villager stood grounded yet longing, the tension once again surged forth. They were poised on the edge of transformation, but the choice remained. Anna felt a thrill run through her as she raised her arms. We must choose courage and take the leap of faith. Unite the whispers into action. The question lingered in the air, thick with expectation. How would they answer the divine call? What would this courageous leap look like? In the sacred stillness, wonder filled the hearts, and the village awaited the next movement of God's unfolding plan. As the air hung heavy with expectation, Anna felt her heartbeat sync with the rhythm of the moment. Time seemed suspended, each second stretching into eternity, as she looked at her fellow villagers. Their faces glowed with a shared intensity, each person a thread in the fabric of this unfolding divine tapestry. Together, we can harness this energy, Anna said, her voice rising with conviction. This is not just a gift for ourselves, but for our entire village. A murmur of agreement rippled through the group, hearts swelling with the stirring of purpose. A young boy, barely old enough to grasp the significance, stepped forward, his wide eyes reflecting the glow above. Is this magic? He asked innocently, but there was an earnestness in his inquiry that invited everyone to consider the reality of the moment. Magic is just a name for the unseen workings of God, Simon replied gently, kneeling down to meet the boy's gaze. What we feel here is love. It transcends what we understand and connects us to a higher calling. The warm glow pulsed above them like a beating heart, ebbing and flowing, vibrant with life. Anna's soul danced with anticipation at Simon's words, and she could feel ancient wisdom whispering through the ages. This was not just a fleeting encounter. It was a lifeline offering the community a chance to reconnect with their essence. Can you feel the invitation? Anna asked the crowd, her voice rising above the murmurs. Can you hear the call for action? There is strength in our shared vulnerability. It is as if God Himself is saying, step forward. The path awaits you. A ripple of response cascaded through the villagers, each one feeling compelled to contribute in their own way. The elderly man who had spoken about love earlier stepped forward again, his eyes sparkling with fervor. We must reach out to those who haven't heard this message. There are souls ailing, lonely, and lost within our very own community. A chorus of affirmations echoed back at him. Yes. We must spread this joy. What if we shared our stories of faith? Those tales that unfurl like gentle petals in spring? Clara suggested, her cheeks wet with the remnants of her earlier tears. Let us open our hearts and illuminate the shadows that linger. In that moment, an unshakable resolve formed like a foundation beneath their collective spirit. Each villager stood, more determined than the last, as the increasing glow overhead morphed into characters and stories, urging them to act in love and unity. I see gardens flourishing, shouted a teenager who had remained silent until now. I see music in the streets and laughter shared around tables. A place for everyone. A chorus of dreams began to weave itself among them, each imbued with hope and possibility. They envisioned a village of compassion, where kindness flowed like the river at sunrise, untamed and full of life. Yet, amidst the joy, a silent question hovered in the air, barely above a whisper. What if we fail? The hesitation crept into their hearts like a shadow, and Anna felt her own pulse quicken. But what if this is precisely what we need? She caught Simon's eye, encouragement underlining her next words. God is calling us to take that leap. But how do we take the first step? The question echoed back into the gathering, igniting reverent silence once more. What did taking action mean? How would they step boldly into the light? As they pondered this within the fluffy warmth of rising hopes, Anna felt a powerful nudge from the Spirit, affirming that answers would soon come. They were on the brink of revelation, teetering between the known and the unknown. The air crackled with energy, and the villagers were united in excitement and trepidation. What miraculous insights would dawn upon them as they prepared to leap into the great unknown? The divine mystery loomed nearby, full of promise and challenge, waiting to unveil what was next in their sacred journey. As the villagers stood in a circle, the glow above seemed to pulse in rhythm with their combined thoughts. Each heartbeat echoed with the promise of something greater, something they could yet grasp in their collective faith. Anna looked around, and the expressions of those she cherished reflected a deep hunger for connection, purpose, and divine experience. Suddenly, a gentle breeze swept through the gathering, cool against their skins, whispering of possibilities. "What if we journeyed together?" A young woman, Maria, proposed softly. "If each of us shared our stories and gifts, we could find a way to help those in need." Her words caused a stir among the crowd, sparking glimmers of excitement. "Exactly," Clara interjected. "Let us start a gathering, a circle where we can pour out our hearts, like that river we dream of. We could build it around our faith stories." "Yes. A fellowship of sharing," Simon exclaimed, his eyes shining brighter than they had all evening. "Each person's tale can spark warmth and hope in another's heart. Imagine what if our struggles became blessings for someone else." At that moment, Anna felt that same gentle nudge from the Spirit tugging at her soul, urging her forward. "Let us meet here every week. We can create space to reflect, to share, and to grow. This place will be filled with the love we tap into tonight." A wave of agreement washed over the group. Excited voices chimed in unison, and the energies shifted. It was an awakening, a revelation of what they could collectively accomplish. They were no longer a scattering of souls, they were a community, a vibrant tapestry woven from the kinetic fabric of faith burning bright. As the formation of their circle solidified, Anna suggested, "Let us invite others. There are neighbors we haven't yet reached. Allow them a glimpse of the love we've uncovered here. We can be the light that leads them home." A few people nodded eagerly, while others looked hesitant. The soft question lingered in the air once again, "But what if we fail?" This time, Anna addressed their doubt directly. "Fear is only a shadow. Love has the power to drive it away. Together, we can dispel that shadow." Her heart raced with determination. "Do not be afraid of the unknown. The Spirit walks beside us." A wave of courage cascaded through the circle, ushering in excitement. Clara, wiping away the last traces of worry, held her head high. "We have all walked different paths, and now we are merging toward one destination. Our unique experiences are our treasures." In the ensuing moments, they began to share tentative plans and incremental steps. Conversations sparkled like stars, and with each shared thought, they became bolder. Each chime of faith and trust layered upon the last, a symphony building toward a crescendo. Yet, amid the joy and fervor flowed occasional murmurs of anxiety. "What if it isn't enough?" a woman whispered, her voice shaking slightly. Anna stepped closer to her, warmth radiating from her presence. "What if it is more than enough? What if this very fellowship becomes a beacon for the lost? We'll never know unless we try." With those words, the uncertainty began to ebb, and instead, hope surged. The villagers began to see the real possibilities rising from their efforts. As night approached, the stars appeared overhead, twinkling brightly above their circle. The radiance continued, inviting them to step into their future with steady resolve. Yet, amidst the promises made and dreams shared, a new thought brushed against Anna's mind, a flicker of a possibility that hadn't yet been voiced. What if God had even bigger plans in store for them? What if their gathering was only the beginning? The mystery deepened, encircling their hearts like a cocoon, as they marveled at what lay ahead. As they contemplated the next steps, the air shimmered with potential, and a single question unfolded in the silence, a question that could alter their course forever. What would be revealed in their fellowship, as they dared to dream and risk together? The following week, the sun rose with a gentle radiance, casting its golden light over the village. As the villagers gathered once more, excitement buzzed like the summer breeze. Anna felt a thrill in her heart, knowing this gathering was more than just a meeting, it was the dawn of something new. As they settled into their circle, Clara stood and addressed everyone. Let us pray together before we share. Let us invite the Spirit into our hearts to guide our words. A hush fell over them, an expectant silence filled with anticipation. They bowed their heads, and Clara's voice floated upwards like a soft melody, carrying their hopes with it. After the prayer, Maria spoke up first. I've been reflecting on my own journey, how the struggles shaped me. I lost my father when I was young, and that void taught me to seek solace in faith. I want to honor him by helping others find their way to hope. Her voice quivered with emotion, yet it was also a beacon for others to follow. Each story shared illuminated the circle, weaving threads of vulnerability and strength. Simon shared his struggle with anxiety, how faith became his refuge in moments of darkness. Every time I skimp on faith, I lose sight of joy. But through community, I've realized I'm never really alone. There's power in sharing our burdens, he proclaimed, his eyes sparkling with fervor. With each story told, the group became a living tapestry, threads intertwining, creating patterns of divine love. Anna watched as tears mingled with smiles, as shared laughter lifted spirits. Something magical was happening. They were not just narrators of their lives, they were creators of light. As the sun climbed higher, their conversation shifted toward action. Clara suggested, what if we organized an event for the larger community? A gathering where we can bless others with our stories, our gifts? The idea swirled around the circle, the energy surging with possibility. Like a celebration of faith, Maria chimed in. We can offer food, music, and testimonies. Let South fill the town square with joy. The enthusiasm was contagious. With each passing moment, doubts melted among hopes and desires to serve. Yet, a silvery thread of hesitation weaved into their vibrant tapestry. But what if no one comes? A man named Edgar's voice trembled, creating a rift in the radiant excitement. A fog of uncertainty settled over the group, and Anna felt it too. Her heart raced as she sought to anchor their rising fears. If even one person is touched, isn't it worth it? She asked, her voice steady like a lighthouse amidst a storm. We cannot predict the impact, but we can offer our hands and hearts. In that moment, the air thickened with a divine promise. Clara smiled, her eyes shining. Every great change begins with a small act of faith. Let us just run after this vision with all we have. Each nodding head was a small spark igniting fire. They divided into smaller groups, setting plans in motion. Laughter echoed as ideas collided like stars against the midnight sky. Anna moved between the clusters, her heart buoyed by renewed purpose. It felt as if God himself danced in their midst, calling them to step boldly into the unknown. As the plans began to take shape, Anna sensed a shift, a deeper awareness. The thought from days earlier returned, what if God had bigger plans? She looked at the fervor among her fellow villagers, and a deep truth settled in her soul. Perhaps this was not just about their gathering but the awakening of a greater revival. Just then, as if affirming her ponderings, a brilliant light caught her eye. A flash above their heads, it flickered briefly, a divine wink. Hearts raced, and the air thickened with suspense. What did it mean? The signs were growing clearer, wrapped in the fabric of their fellowship. This wasn't a simple gathering. No, something profound was unfolding before them. They had barely scratched the surface of what was possible. What awaited them on the horizon of faith? As they continued chasing dreams, hopeful hearts sang together in symphony. Yet, as the sun dipped low, casting long shadows on the earth, a new question settled in the breeze. What secret wonders were yet to be revealed when they stepped into the fullness of their calling? The village buzzed with anticipation in the following days. Each person was filled with hope, as if Spirit breathed life into every heart. Anna felt a warmth radiating from the newfound purpose they had embraced together. It was in the little things, the smiles, the shared whispers of excitement, as if every moment was laced with sacred magic. Clara called for another gathering. Under the sprawling oak in the village square, they assembled, the sun illuminating their faces like a divine spotlight. Today, we take a deeper step, she began, her voice carrying a weight of gravity. Let us not only prepare for our event but also seek a way to reach every soul in our community. Let us create invitations," Maria exclaimed, her eyes flashing. "Handwritten notes from each of us. Personal touches so they know we care." The group nodded, each feeling the pull of connection. As they worked, the stillness of the moment turned into a sacred hum. Anna watched her friends as they poured their hearts into their words. Each letter formed became an outpouring of love, like prayers written on parchment. The excitement grew, blooming like flowers in spring. Then Simon spoke up. "What if we share recipes too? Food has a way of bringing people together." Murmurs of agreement flowed through the crowd. "We can showcase our traditions, share stories around the table. It's more than just an event, it's a feast of fellowship." He looked around the circle, and Anna saw something ignite in everyone's eyes. In the background, Edgar looked thoughtful, his brow furrowing. "But are we ready for this? What if we fail?" His voice trembled, echoing the doubt lingering in many unspoken hearts. Anna stepped toward him, anchoring herself to the truth they had woven together. "Edgar, look at us." She gestured to their circle, filled with laughter and excitement. "This is not about perfection. It's about hearts coming together. Every worry can be transformed into a blessing. Remember, if we lead with love, we'll meet exactly who needs to be here." The air grew thick with emotion, and Clara nodded. "Edgar, every step is part of this journey of faith. When we trust, we open doors we didn't even know existed." Hope rekindled in Edgar's eyes, and he sighed, a sound of relief mingled with understanding. As the afternoon sun dipped lower, its rays transformed to golden strands across their bond. Anna felt a longing deep inside, whispering to her spirit, "What if they could touch lives in ways yet unseen? What if hearts awakened to joy beyond measure?" Just then, the wind shifted, rustling the leaves overhead. A soft chuckle from heaven seemed to echo through the branches, as if confirming their collective yearning. They paused, sensing something sacred. It was a soft and subtle nudge from the divine medicine for their fears. "Let us not stop at invitations," Clara suggested, lighting up their fervor. "What if we hold a prayer meeting the day before? A time to seek guidance and draw even closer together? Imagine infusing this gathering with prayer. It could be a release together," Simon exclaimed, eyes shining brightly. "We prepare our hearts so God leads the way." The excitement erupted anew. They huddled close, mapping out prayers, songs, and further plans, growing bold within the atmosphere steeped in spiritual possibilities. Each contribution felt like bricks laid to build a house of hope, faith bringing strength to their dreams. As twilight descended, Anna could sense they were on the brink of something life-altering. Each heartbeat echoed a new rhythm, a new melody, intertwined with faith. Would they indeed open the doors to a greater move of the Spirit? And just as a cool breeze swept across the square, a sudden silence quenched their enthusiasm. Was this divine pause inviting them to reflect on the impact of their intentions? Would they truly unify as one, uniting the village beyond their existence? The questions lingered, heavy with promise, woven into the fabric of the beautiful mystery unfolding before them. What awaited at the intersection of faith and action? The crowd held its breath, yearning for revelations yet to come. As the moon rose high above St. Mary's Hollow, casting a silvery glow over the village, excitement crackled in the air like the kind of electricity that comes before a storm. Anna gathered her fellow villagers close, their hearts still pulsing with hope and anticipation. It was the night before their grand event, a night to seek strength and clarity from the heavens above. With candles lit and the fragrant scent of blooming flowers surrounding them, the villagers seated themselves in a circle beneath the ancient oak tree. The flickering flames danced with shadows, casting an inviting glow on their expectant faces, filled with the weight of their dreams. Clara, with her hands clasped together, broke the silence. "Tonight, we pray for courage, purpose, and the light to guide us." As Clara's voice filled the air, Anna closed her eyes and felt the warmth of the Spirit enveloping them. "Lord, we beseech your guidance. Let each of us feel your presence tonight," she whispered, the words dripping with sincerity and yearning. The collective breath of the villagers mingled around them like a soft breeze, each one drawing closer to the divine presence. With every prayer voiced, tears flowed with every plea, and laughter erupted with every expression of joy. They poured out their hearts, sharing their desires and the burdens they carried. In those moments, the authenticity of their struggles emerged, and the space transformed as their individual stories wove together, creating a quilt of shared experience. Anna sensed a stirring deep within her, a divine spark igniting a fire of realization. This gathering was not just for their event, it was the manifestation of a promise blooming like a flower breaking through the winter frost. Something is awakening, her spirit cried. And in that moment of clarity she spoke, friends, we are called to be more than just a village. We are united in purpose, a beacon to those in despair. A ripple of agreement surged through the group. Yes. We are the light, Simon exclaimed, tears of gratitude glistening in his eyes. We carry the love of God. Let us go forth into the world and shine. We must open our arms to those beyond our doors. Maria added, her voice sturdy and resonant. Imagine bringing joy to every soul in our reach. Let us fill the empty spaces in hearts with the warmth of faith. With determination ignited in each heart, they envisioned a village where every door was open, inviting laughter, love, and solace. Excitement buzzed, each pledge resonating like a distant bell ringing clear and true. One elder, known for his wise but quiet presence, shared, there is great power in unity. We are stronger together, fueled by love and community. They felt a collective agreement, a heart beating as one under the canopy of stars overhead. The atmosphere thickened with spiritual energy, and Anna brought forth the final prayer of the night with trembling hands. Lord, may we become instruments of your love. Lead us to be examples of faith, pouring out our lives for others so they may know hope. We ask, guide our paths and give us clarity in our purpose. As she finished, a hush enveloped them, the air seeming to hold its breath. A shimmering glow, brighter than the stars above, appeared at the center of their circle. Gasps escaped lips as the villagers witnessed the light revealing magnificent visions and awakening of their dreams. Look! Clara exclaimed, pointing at the ethereal light that shimmered like precious jewels. It's a sign! God is telling us to act with love. Overcome by emotion, Anna felt the warmth radiating from the light, enveloping her soul with pure joy. In that celestial moment, it became clear, the uncertainty that followed them had been dissolved in the radiant embrace of divine love. They were being called into action, a mission far greater than any of them could have fathomed, bursting forth from their collective hearts. With renewed fervor, the villagers pledged to embrace their calling. They would act, spreading hope and love like wildflowers scattering seeds in the wind. Their fear was overshadowed by the divine assurance twinkling above them, waiting to guide their every step. As dawn broke over St. Mary's Hollow, painting the sky in soft hues of pink and gold, the villagers gathered with a sense of purpose. They would not just witness miracles but become them. Love ignited their determination. Anna smiled, knowing together they would illuminate the village and beyond with their collective light. Together, let us change the narrative, she declared, her voice strong and clear. Let us step boldly into the unknown, united in faith and love. We are not just a village, we are the hands and feet of God at work. The villagers roared in approval, hearts swelling with a love so powerful it was undeniable. They were now a family bound by faith and purpose, ready to transform lives, weaving a tapestry of hope and compassion for every soul that would cross their path. The winds of change rustled through St. Mary's Hollow, and as they prepared to take to the streets, Anna could feel it. They were indeed on the brink of an incredible movement. The heavens had echoed their call, and this was only the beginning. What awaited them next was nothing short of a divine unfolding, one that would touch not only their village but ripple through every heart longing for illumination. And as the sun continued to rise, whispering promises of new beginnings, Anna felt an insatiable urge to spread the joy of their journey. We must share this. Let us reach every corner. Our story is meant to be told. Their voices harmonized, and they stepped forth as one, the light of faith radiating from their very beings, a sacred mission bursting to life for all to see. This was their moment, and they would not let it slip away. Now is the time for you to join this remarkable journey. Subscribe immediately to our channel to not miss the next exclusive faith stories. Leave a like now to feed the algorithm and spread this message of hope. Comment your reactions and testimonies about this miraculous resolution. Share instantly this video with at least 5 friends who need to see this manifestation. Don't wait even one more second. Show your support for God's work through our channel. True servants of God understand the importance of spreading love and light far and wide.